Puedo estar aquí un minuto. Vale, pues nada. Hola, Spain lovers, and are you planning a trip to Madrid? Or maybe you have just moved to this fantastic city and you want to know the best ways to get around it. Well, you're in the right place because today I'm going to show you exactly how to get around Spain's capital city, Madrid, like a local. We're talking metro, buses, bikes, taxis, and even some sneakier insider tips that most tourists never find out about. By the end of this video, you'll know the do's and don'ts, the hidden rules, and the smartest ways to move around Madrid with confidence, just like the locals do. So let's get started. Vamos! Now first up, we're going to look at what, in my opinion, is the easiest and fastest way to get around this city, the metro. And we'll also have a chat about metro etiquette here in Madrid. Etiquette rule number one, always stand on the right-hand side of the escalator going down and going up. The left side, that's for people in a hurry to get to their destination. Using the metro in Madrid is also incredibly easy. All of the lines are color-coded. For example, this one here, line 9, the purple color, and stations where you can change trains are clearly marked too. Another one of the pros of using the Madrid metro is the frequency of the trains. Normally, every 3 to 4 minutes, the train will enter the station. And trains can be even more frequent during rush hour. However, if you're traveling for leisure, I recommend going off-peak. Try to avoid the metro between 7:30 and 9:30 in the morning, between 2:30 and 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and then again between 6 and 8 in the evening if you can. Now, when it comes to metro etiquette, always allow people to exit the train before boarding. It's a simple yet crucial move to keep things flowing smoothly. Now, getting around Madrid starts with an understanding of the ticketing system. If you're visiting Madrid, the Tarjeta Multi is your best friend. It's a reloadable card that you can use on the metro and buses. For longer stays, there's the Abono Transportes. It's a monthly pass for unlimited travel and is especially useful for students or anyone commuting daily. And if you're in Madrid for only a short time and you want to visit all of the city and even some parts of the Madrid community, there's also a travel card especially for tourists. Now let's talk about buses, and unlike some cities around Europe, buses here in Madrid don't stop automatically. You have to flag them down, even if you're standing at the bus stop. And always check the number before you get on. Multiple routes often share the same stop, so you don't want to hop on the wrong bus. Buses are great for reaching parts of the city that the metro doesn't cover, so don't overlook them. Now, another one of the easiest and fastest ways of getting around the city is on one of these things here, these e-scooters. You'll find these all over the city. They have become quite popular in recent years. You download an app, you open the app, you register, and you'll be able to access this type of vehicle. And there's different types of vehicles all over the cities. We've got these ones here. There's a red one around as well. There's different kinds. So this is one of the preferred ways of getting around the city now for many, many people, especially young people and business people that need to be somewhere in a hurry. Now, the next easiest way to get around Madrid is one that is often overlooked by tourists and locals alike, and it's walking. Believe it or not, Madrid is an incredibly walkable city, and sometimes it's even faster to get from A to B than taking metros, taxis, or buses. A lot of the neighborhoods in this city are best explored on foot. For example, the central areas of the city, and also, like the one that I'm in now, Barrio Salamanca, great to walk around these streets. So put on some comfy shoes, some comfy attire, and take in everything that this city has to offer on foot. And it's always a good idea to use Google Maps to see if by going on foot will be quicker than the other ways of getting around. That would be my tip. Now, let's talk about taxis. Taxis in Madrid are easy to spot with their white colour and diagonal red stripe. If the green light on the roof is on, it's available. Most taxis nowadays accept cards, but it's always a good idea to check with the driver first, just in case they don't, and you'll need to pay cash. For a hassle-free experience, use apps like Free Now that will allow you to book the taxi in advance and even compare prices. And remember that you can also flag or hail taxis directly from the street. Now, the next best way to get around Madrid is on these things here that I have behind me, the public bike scheme, the blue bikes, and these have become a very popular way to get around Madrid in recent years. The scheme was set up around 10 years ago maybe, don't quote me on that figure, but over those 10 years, as I said, this way of getting around Madrid has become very popular. The city has a growing network of bike lanes, and the popular routes include Madrid Rio and Casa de Campo, where you can enjoy scenic routes away from the traffic. However, not all neighborhoods have specific bike lanes, so it can be a little bit dangerous riding a bike in this Madrid traffic, in my opinion. So how do these bikes work? Well, firstly, you have to download the app, register, give your credit card details, and technically you should be okay to go. Let's try it out. So firstly, open the app, find out where you are, find a bike of course, click this thing here, unlock using QR code. Let's see, find the QR code, unlocking the bike. Do I want this one? Yes. Remove the bike from the station. And away we go. And on days like this is one of the best ways to explore the city of Madrid, without a doubt. And when you're finished, back in the dock. Driving to Madrid, be prepared for the parking struggle. Central Madrid is notorious for limited parking space. And remember that if you are driving here in Madrid and you want to park your car, there are different coloured zones. Blue zones are for paid short-term parking. Green zones are mostly for residents, but you can also park in them, but for a limited time, 2 hours, I think. And there are also mixed zones, blue and green zones, depending on the time of the day, I believe. If you are going to on-street park here in Madrid, I recommend you download a parking app. There are many available. The one that I use is called El Parking, and this allows you to pay for the parking from the comfort of your own car. If you don't have an app, you have to find a ticket machine. They're all over the place, but it can... Puede estar aquí un minuto. Vale, pues nada. And if you don't have an app, you'll have to find one of these. They're all over the city, but they can be a little bit complicated when it comes to working out how they work, or at least that has been my experience. So I would recommend downloading an app, and it makes parking in the city a whole lot easier. And if you're staying outside the capital city, Madrid, I recommend parking the car before you come in at one of the metro stations, Park and Ride, for example, or one of the train stations, Cercanías, and that will make your trip a whole lot easier into the center of the city. Now, another way to park in the city here is in one of these things here, a public parking garage, but be warned, they can be more expensive than on-street parking. You'll find them all over the city, and if they have free spaces, they'll show the sign Libre, which means free. And you can also organize long-term parking in garages like this one that I have behind me. But as I said, they're normally more expensive than on-street parking. Now, let's talk about ride sharing, and there are different options when it comes to ride sharing here in Madrid. Ride-sharing apps like Uber, Cabify and Bolt are popular in this city, but taxis still hold their ground. Locals often prefer taxis because they're regulated and widely available. But I reckon that the younger generations are going for ride-share options more frequently than taxis nowadays, but again, just my opinion. Now here's a bonus tip that a lot of visitors to this city don't even realize is an option. Car sharing. These apps let you rent a car by the minute, hour or day, or from your phone. You can pick one up and park it pretty much anywhere in the city within their operating zones. They're super handy if you need to run errands, head somewhere the metro doesn't reach, or just want a more flexible way to explore. Just keep in mind you'll need a valid driver's license and to register in advance, so it's better for longer stays or expats rather than short-term tourists. Now let's talk about another form of public transport that can get you around Madrid, especially the Madrid community. If you want to do day trips and things like that, go to places like Alcalá de Henares or El Escorial. This form of transport is the best way. It's called Cercanías, and these are commuter trains that are run by Renfe, the state rail operator, and they connect the city of Madrid to those nearby towns that I just spoke about. You'll find these Cercanías trains at all of the major transport hubs in Madrid, for example, Atocha train station and Chamartín train station, but they are often on separate platforms from the metro system, so you're going to have to come out of the metro system and often get a new ticket to get on to one of these commuter trains. If you have a monthly travel pass, you should be able to get on this type of transport without any problems, but as I said, you might need a separate ticket to get on these trains, so look into that beforehand. And this C here is the symbol for the Cercanías train system, and whenever you see this C symbol, that means that you can catch one of these trains. So for example, at Atocha and various stations throughout the Madrid metro system. So there you have it, some of the best ways to get around Spain's capital city, Madrid. From the metro system to the bus system, these tips will help you navigate the city like a local. Let me know if I have missed any other good ways of getting around this city in the comment section below. And don't forget to tell us your favorite ways of getting around this magnificent city also in that comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, very important to help keep the channel growing. Turn on notifications as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Hasta luego from Spain's capital city, Madrid.